Hey everybody, my name is Katie Galligan. I am a home health social worker in St. Louis, Missouri, currently working for a home health agency that is a part of a large health network here. And I have been teaching at ASU for the last 4 or 5 years, ever since I graduated with my MSW, my second degree that I got from Arizona State. I'm going to be your co-instructor for this section, which means I'm going to be supporting you this semester. If you have any clarifying questions about the course material, questions about social work in general, questions about grading, anything like that, definitely reach out to me. Please be aware on the syllabus of what the late policy is. And the biggest thing here, y'all, is just to communicate with us. Almost 100% of the time, if you reach out to me and let me know about something that's going on in your life, I will work with you on that. If a lot of things start happening in your life, we have resources at the university and in the department that can help support you. Anything from the sales programs that we have to ASU counseling services. And I'm here to tell you, out here in the world, counseling is really hard to come by. And I never really thought about how challenging it would be to get connected to a therapist, much less connected to a therapist that doesn't charge a whole bunch of money. So definitely take advantage of that while you have it. One of the biggest things that I do is help people navigate the mental health system, and that has been a challenge, to say the least, during the pandemic. So um, the way in which I tend to grade things or provide support is at the beginning of the semester, I will give a lot of critical feedback on writing. Um, Expectations on graduate level writing, APA citations, and correct ways to do that. I also provide a lot of feedback on language. Language in social work is very important, particularly the language that we use to identify people, clients, um, how to use those micro skills. Those are all relevant things. So we will talk about all of those as they come up throughout the semester. If there's any ethical concerns that come up at my job, or if there's research in the community, research about home health, research about social work in general, I will bring that up in announcements, particularly any of these like sensational titles or newspaper articles that we see about how research is kind of twisted in this way. You might not love research and stats. I know a lot of social workers who don't. I know a lot of students who are often intimidated by the research and statistics classes. And I can tell you, as a non math lover, statistics and research made me fall in love with math in a way that algebra, all of the other math that I had ever been exposed to my entire life never did. It was a way, and in the way that I conceptualize it, as a way of math becoming stories. We can create visual representations of statistical analysis that show us like how strong that statistical relationship is, like how much this social determinant of health, for instance, is affecting different health outcomes. For instance, did you know that um, 50% of outcomes in home health are actually associated with social determinants, and the actual skills and the services that are provided only accounts for 30% of the variance, which is one of the reasons why in home health agencies that are interdisciplinary, that provide nursing, physical therapy, occupational therapy, and now social work, that's why social workers became involved, because research throughout time, the last couple decades in particular, have shown how important emotional health and wellness and what we call the social determinants of health are. So, research has actually helped social work become elevated in our profession. And by integrating more empiricism into our work, we've been able to elevate our profession even further. Um, a lot of ways that we get money for programs and expand programs and things of that nature is through research. So it's become more important than ever for social workers to really understand research, but also, again, because of the media and how misinformation is everywhere, it has never become so important for us to critically understand research, to be able to know what's a good study, what's a bad study, to be able to know when the writing is somewhat sensationalized or too opinion based, or whatever might be setting off red flags or buzzers that makes you question the validity of the research, or at least the bias of the author, which is also very important and sometimes creeps up in our own research, right? There's always a bias involved. If I want to expand my social work program, I'm going to be optimistic and also biased in that I'm hoping that I'm going to show that my outcomes were positive, right? I'm not going to be going into this with a totally unbiased perspective because we are humans and we all have biases. So knowing what our biases are as we critically analyze research is also really important. So we're going to talk about a lot of stuff. I will offer weekly mindfulness activities because I believe that self-care keeps us going, and the science would support that. Social workers who do not engage in self care are significantly more likely to suffer from the symptoms of vicarious trauma, which can be as severe as PTSD. So take care of yourselves. Welcome to this section. I'm super stoked to have you. I put a little blurb about some of my social work experience. I want you all to know that I'm here as a resource for you, not just for clarifying questions or questions about your grades or questions about course content. I'm also here if you guys have any questions about your field placements, if you want to explore different areas, avenues of social work that I've had experience with. Reach out to me. I'm more than happy to support you all in that way. I have had a lot of conversations with students that have said that level of support has been really helpful, particularly if you're on the fence between what kind of field placement you want. Field placements can be important for a variety of reasons, and if you could ever work in program evaluation or exposure to research in these field placements, that would be awesome. Research and statistics is not just on a macro not just in the macro domain. It can be used on the meso and micro as well. And so we'll talk about different ways that research and stats shows up in all of our different practice settings and in various roles that we may have as social workers. So once again, Katie Galligan, I put my email in there. Y'all can reach out to me via Canvas email or my ASU email. Just know that during the day when I'm working and I'm in and out of people's homes, I can see on my personal phone my email that comes through from ASU, but I have to actually log into my computer to see a Canvas email. So more likely you will get a quicker response if you email me to my kgalliga, KGALLIGA at asu.edu, but you can also use Canvas. That's totally fine. I also use Zoom and phone conversations if we ever need that level of support. I'm totally open to anything when it comes to supporting y'all. So I'm an email away, and I look forward to learning and spending time with y'all this semester.